Hi, my name is Sherry Sanders and I'm a County Extension Agent in White County as a part of the University of Arkansas System Division of Agriculture, and this is Agriculture. This program is meant to celebrate and empower women working in the field of agriculture in our state. Today I'm at Andrea Vinson's home at Rosebud. She is the co-owner and operator of VW Family Farms, and this is her story. So one of the things on our YouTube channel is not everyone, in fact probably most of the people that watch us, do not live on farms. They do not have large amounts of land. There are people that are interested in what we're doing and very supportive, and they've become like family, but they're not living just like us. And that's one thing I would tell people is, if you have a desire to do something, do it. Wherever you are. I have a lady that sent me pictures of growing things on her like 18th story apartment balcony in the middle of the city. She had beans growing up a lamp pole. You can do with what you have where you are. You can do something if you have the desire to do it, especially like growing food, gardening. Maybe you can't raise a cow, but you could get, I don't know if you've seen the green stalk garden towers. They've been so supportive of us, and they have allowed me to promote them. And they are something that anyone can get. It's a tower of, you can grow an entire garden just stacked on top of each other. You're not going to grow enough to feed the whole community, but you can grow things, just for your family in a small space. I think you'd be surprised. And I would also say, so that's one point. Do what you can with what you have and where you are, and learn while you're doing it, and prepare for your next season when maybe you do have an acre or 2 or 5. Be preparing so that when you have that, you know what to do with it. You've already done the studying. I would also say, don't doubt yourself, and if you have the desire to do any of this, or maybe it's something completely different than what I'm doing, but you feel called to do it, just like I felt called to homeschool, and then Ben and I were on the same page and the timing lined up, and that led to so much more that I think I would have missed had we not taken that leap. And a lot of times things worth doing involve a leap. They're not risk-free. The safe option is not always the most rewarding. So sometimes if you're called to something, you just kind of have to jump off the deep end and give it a try. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That might mean changing jobs. That might mean growing a garden for the first time, or raising an animal, or whatever the case may be. But don't be afraid. Don't let fear stop you. I mean, things can stop you, financial constraints, or, just any number of reasons can keep you from doing something, but don't ever let fear be one of them. One thing I would like to say is, just like what you see on social media is just a highlight reel and you don't see all the backstory, this farm is kind of the same way. There's so many people that work to make it what it is today besides just me, even though I'm on YouTube and I'm on social media and all that, and besides just Ben. I mean, our kids, Lane and Emily, put in their whole childhood growing gardens, growing animals, and I always said, they may not want to do that. They may not want to live that way when they grow up, but they'll know how. And if something happens and they need to grow food, or, I think COVID taught us a lot that shelves can be empty. I mean, you may not be able to get all the things you're accustomed to. And so knowing how to do some things for yourself is just invaluable. But Lane and Emily both built this thing into what it is today. And either one of them, Emily's a 20-year-old girl living in Conway. Her husband goes to UCA, so they're living in town right now. I could see them back out here at some point, but she could run this farm. She's a 20-year-old girl. It's just, it takes experience and practice and learning, and sometimes your learning's gonna come through mistakes. I'm gonna say sometimes, but a lot of times things don't go according to plan, and just figuring out how to work around that. And so I would just say you need a good support system around you if you're going to try to take on the endeavor of any kind of agriculture. I think most people that are successful would say, my family had my back. And I mentioned earlier, Lane is a youth pastor. He could step back into this role at any time and, take over if we needed him to, raise some animals, if he desired to have, you know, some extra money on the side, or just whatever the case may be. But I would say just notice those around you, bring them along on the way with you, and I think you'll be better for it.